Sinister stories.
In the heart of a bustling city, nestled among the gleaming skyscrapers, stood the illustrious Grand Celestia Hotel. Its opulent facade promised luxury and comfort to those who sought refuge within its walls. On one fateful night, a woman named Evelyn, known for her demanding demeanor and impeccable taste, arrived at the hotel after an exhausting day of meetings. She was a high-powered executive with a demanding career. Evelyn's arrival was met with weariness. Her shoulders sagged under the weight of travel fatigue. Desperate for respite, she hastily checked in and made her way to her lavish suite. The allure of the plush bed beckoned her, promising a night of undisturbed rest. As the clock struck an early hour, Evelyn surrendered to the embrace of slumber. But her dreams were short-lived. Abruptly awoken by a series of loud knocks at her door, she jolted upright, disoriented and startled. Groggy, she stumbled toward the door only to find the corridor empty, devoid of any presence. Initially dismissing it as a misguided prank or a figment of her tired mind, Evelyn returned to bed, hoping for uninterrupted sleep. However, the persistent knocking continued, echoing through the silence of the night. With each instance, her irritation grew, eclipsing her weariness. Summoning her resolve, Evelyn decided to confront the hotel staff. She stormed down to the lobby, demanding a change of room, citing the incessant disturbances. The hotel staff, apologetic but perplexed, assured her that no complaints had been lodged, and no other guests reported similar disturbances. Reluctantly, Evelyn trudged back to her room, the anticipation of a peaceful night now shattered. As she finally succumbed to exhaustion, a sense of unease lingered within her. Once more, the disquieting knocks reverberated through her room, jolting her awake. Fear mingled with frustration as Evelyn rushed to the door, her heart pounding in anticipation. Yet the corridor remained eerily empty, devoid of any explanation for the disturbance. Driven to her wits' end, Evelyn descended to the lobby, her demand for resolution more fervent than before. Security was summoned, and they meticulously reviewed the surveillance footage, hoping to provide a rational explanation. However, to their bafflement, the recordings revealed an unsettling truth. No one appeared at Evelyn's door during the times she reported the disturbances. No trace of a living soul lingered in the vicinity when the inexplicable knocking resounded. The staff exchanged glances, unable to offer an explanation that could appease Evelyn's growing unease. Each attempt to pacify her only intensified her distress, exacerbating the mystery that enshrouded her luxurious suite. In the dead of night, as the echoes of the relentless knocking persisted, Evelyn found herself on the precipice of fear and anger. No logical explanation could rationalize the haunting disturbances that plagued her that night. Evelyn, consumed by vexation and dread, demanded yet another room change from the Grand Celestia Hotel. Despite the staff's evident concern, they accommodated her, hoping to placate her escalating distress. Exhaustion clung to her like a suffocating shroud as she settled into the new, albeit less luxurious, accommodations. The clock struck 3 in the morning, and a haunting silence enveloped the room. Just as she began drifting into a fitful slumber, the familiar knocking shattered the tranquility. Evelyn's patience, worn thin, frayed into tatters. With a scream, she hurled invectives at the door, commanding the unseen entity to leave her in peace. Desperation mingled with fear as she attempted to banish the relentless knocking from her mind. However, the eerie echoes persisted, intruding upon her fragile state of rest. In a fit of frustration and despair, Evelyn hastily gathered her belongings and stormed to the front desk, demanding a refund for the room that had become a chamber of torment. Without further hesitation, she sought refuge in another, less opulent establishment. Weariness eclipsed her apprehension, and she succumbed to sleep's embrace despite the lingering dread that clung to her like a specter. Yet again, the tranquility of the night shattered. A thunderous knock resounded at her door, tearing her from the fleeting respite of slumber. Agony and disbelief etched across her face as she flung the door open to confront the invisible assailant, her voice hoarse from screaming into the abyss. But the empty hallway mocked her, offering no solace or explanation. With trembling hands and a heart heavy with dread, Evelyn retreated into her room, seeking refuge in the feeble sanctuary of the unfamiliar hotel. The cycle of torment persisted, each respite interrupted by the haunting knocks that seemed to follow her. Despite her attempts to escape, the relentless disturbance pursued her, unyielding in its pursuit. Desperation and confusion etched deep lines upon her face as she grappled. "Now try it!" Her voice echoed through the desolate hallway, a challenge to the unseen tormentor. For a few breathless moments, silence reigned, suffocating in its intensity. Then a chilling response manifested. A thunderous knock reverberated from what seemed to be the neighboring room. Evelyn's eyes widened in shock and disbelief as the sound echoed through the walls, a mockery of her futile defiance. Defeated and bereft of any semblance of solace, Evelyn abandoned her room, her resolve shattered. Dragging her luggage behind her, she sought refuge in the hotel lobby, the hollow sanctuary that offered no respite from the haunting echoes that plagued her. Hours stretched into an eternity as she waited, her weary eyes fixed on the hands of the clock, each tick a reminder of the relentless torment that pursued her. When the appointed hour arrived, signaling her departure, she stumbled into the waiting car, her mind a maelstrom of unanswered questions and haunting memories. The journey home offered no relief from the weight of her ordeal. Upon reaching the solitude of her own abode, a sense of fleeting relief washed over her. The familiarity of her surroundings offered a sense of security, yet the lingering, dreadful memories loomed ominously in the recesses of her mind. The previous night's ordeal weighed heavily on her mind. Evelyn felt like she was on the brink of insanity, as a small thread ready to break. Alone in the sanctity of her bedroom, alone Evelyn succumbed to the embrace of sleep, hoping against hope for a reprieve from the unrelenting nightmare. The tranquility of the night enveloped her, a fragile shield against the horrors she had endured. In the dead of night, when silence reigned supreme, a deafening knock shattered the calm. Evelyn bolted upright, her heart pounding in terror as the haunting echo reverberated through the room. Her sanctuary was breached, and the unseen malevolence had followed her home. Fear, stark and unyielding, gripped her soul as she grappled with the unthinkable. The familiar dread that had plagued her in the confines of luxury hotels had invaded the very sanctum of her haven. In a frantic frenzy, she searched for the source of the haunting sound, her mind awash with terror and disbelief. The chilling reality of her situation dawned upon her. A tormentor unseen, unrelenting, and seemingly impervious to reason or escape. The cycle of haunting knocks persisted, each echo a chilling reminder of an enigma that defied explanation. As dawn tiptoed on the horizon, Evelyn found herself trapped in a nightmarish labyrinth, ensnared by forces beyond comprehension. The chilling echoes continued, leaving her teetering on the brink of madness, a prisoner to the inexplicable torment that followed her, relentless and unyielding. In the heart of the bustling city, nestled amidst towering skyscrapers, stood the grandeur of the Astoria, a palatial hotel renowned for its opulence and extravagance. It was within these lavish walls that a young couple, enamored and lost in their own world, checked in for a romantic getaway. As they arrived, their gazes were locked in a dance of affection, oblivious to the world around them. Hand in hand, they ascended to their suite, a haven of luxury awaiting their private celebration. The door closed behind them, cocooning the couple in a world of intimacy and indulgence. They reveled in each other's company, a private party unfolding within the confines of their lavish chamber. Substances to subdue the mind heightened their euphoria, their laughter and embraces echoing through the room as the night embraced them. Eventually, their desires turned toward the vibrant nightlife the city offered. With eager anticipation, they left their room, their minds still clouded by the substances they had indulged in. But the allure of the club faded as confusion set in. Lost in the labyrinthine corridors of the expansive hotel, the couple's carefree demeanor dissolved into bewilderment. Panic tinged the edges of their voices as they realized they had forgotten their room number. The key was in their possession, but the crucial envelope bearing the room number had been left behind in their haste. They wandered, their footsteps echoing hollowly against the plush carpets, attempting to retrace their path, but every turn seemed to lead to unfamiliar hallways. Panic knotted their stomachs as the realization sank in. They were utterly disoriented, unable to locate the stairs or the elusive elevator. Frantic attempts to seek assistance from hotel staff proved futile. Each passing corridor seemed to stretch endlessly, devoid of any familiarity or escape. Time slipped through their fingers, an insidious reminder of their predicament as they continued their aimless wandering, trapped within the labyrinthine confines of the Astoria. As minutes bled into hours, the couple's desperation mounted. Their voices, once filled with joy and laughter, now resonated with fear and uncertainty. Shadows danced eerily along the opulent walls, amplifying the sense of isolation and disorientation that gripped them. With every passing moment, their hope waned, replaced by a chilling realization. They were ensnared in a maze where every corridor looked identical, a cruel facade that concealed their desperate plight. Amidst the disorienting corridors of the Astoria, the couple's frantic steps echoed in tandem with their escalating fear. Shapes twisted and contorted in their peripheral vision, taking on grotesque forms that the couple could only perceive as demons and malevolent creatures. Whispers slithered through the air, chilling their souls and driving them deeper into the throes of terror. Their flight became a desperate attempt to evade the sinister entities that seemed to materialize from the shadows, their pursuit relentless and ominous. The couple careened around corners, their breaths ragged, hoping to outrun their imagined assailants. With hearts pounding and breaths hitching in terror, they found a momentary respite, a fleeting sanctuary where the creatures ceased their pursuit. They huddled together, seeking solace in each other's arms, their minds reeling from the nightmarish apparitions that had plagued their senses. Desperation clawed at their rationality as they tried to seek refuge behind the doors lining the endless corridors. Frantic knocks reverberated, pleading for sanctuary, but the doors remained steadfastly closed, leaving them stranded in the haunting expanse of the hotel. In their futile attempts to find an exit, the couple's cries for help echoed through the silent hallways, unanswered and swallowed by the eerie emptiness that enveloped them. The tale of the lost couple, pursued by phantoms in the grandeur of the Astoria, whispered through the shadows, leaving their fate suspended in the unresolved mystery of the opulent hotel's depths. As the night stretched endlessly, the couple remained trapped in a limbo, their desperate flight and cries unheard, their salvation veiled by the unyielding enigma of the hotel's corridors. In the early hours of the morning, when the faint whispers of dawn brushed against the curtains of the Astoria, the cleaning crew commenced their meticulous task of restoring the splendor of the opulent hotel. Amongst the silent corridors, they stumbled upon the disheveled couple, their faces etched with traces of terror and confusion. The couple, still gripped by the remnants of their harrowing ordeal, poured out their tale to the concerned cleaning crew. They recounted the nightmarish creatures, the twisting shadows, and the inexplicable maze that had ensnared them within the labyrinthine corridors of the hotel. In an earnest attempt to assist, the cleaning crew escorted the couple to the security office, where an officer listened intently to their account, his expression an unreadable mask. As the couple fervently detailed their night of terror, the security officer retrieved the surveillance footage, a glimmer of recognition sparking in his eyes. The couple watched in anticipation as the security officer played back the footage, expecting validation of their nightmarish experience. Instead, their horror transformed into disbelief and embarrassment as they witnessed their own journey through the hotel's corridors. The security footage revealed a stark reality: a night of aimless wandering, the couple's disoriented figures creeping up and down the same hallway, their voices raised in distress, their actions misconstrued as aggressive encounters with other guests. Moments of confusion intermingled with instances of sitting on the floor, tears streaming down their faces. A palpable silence enveloped the room as the couple confronted the harsh truth. The shadows that haunted their perception were mere illusions, their fear-fueled minds weaving a tapestry of terror within the confines of their clouded judgment. With a mixture of relief and chagrin, the couple realized the inexplicable maze they faced was a manifestation of their altered state, a distortion of reality fueled by substances that clouded their perceptions. The security officer, wearing a knowing smile, offered reassurance to the couple, their ordeal explained by a combination of disorientation and hallucinations. The hotel staff, though empathetic, gently guided the couple toward a path of understanding, assuring them of their safety within the hotel's walls. As the morning sun painted the sky in hues of dawn, the couple departed the Astoria, their minds weighed down by a newfound awareness. The tale of their nightmarish odyssey within the opulent hotel lingered as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fragility of perception and the shadows that lurked within clouded minds. Their journey, a blend of fear and misconception, left them with an unsettling realization, a reminder that sometimes the most haunting terrors are the ones our minds conjure, casting shadows where there are none, and weaving a labyrinth of confusion within the depths of our perceptions.